Like, share, subscribe. Not gonna make this long. I think professional wrestling do not no longer desire making mega stars anymore. All the mega stars most of the time go to Hollywood and they pursue a Hollywood career. So I think those days are completely over. I think those days are completely over. I think after Roman, Cody, they're doing a Street Fighter movie, but I think after him, I don't think we're gonna have. I don't think that's the objective anymore. I don't think that's the mission to have mega stars anymore. Look around at professional wrestling, and you can clearly see that AEW is definitely not trying to make mega stars. They're only 6 years in, so you got to give it time as far as they go, but I don't think that's the goal. Look at the WWE. I don't think that's the goal right now under Triple H. Even under Vince McMahon with the PG era. What mega star he had in the PG era besides John Cena? When he could have had a whole busload of guys that could have been mega stars. What, Cena, Batista? That's really it. Brock, Randy. But I'm talking mega stars, guys that's Hollywood and guys that's transitioned to pop culture. It's only Batista and John Cena in the PG era. Literally. Two guys out of the entire 20 years of the PG era. That should tell you something. That's because under Vince McMahon realized I made The Rock, I made all them people in the Attitude Era that could have went to Hollywood. Some of them did. The Rock did. Triple H tried this, stepped in Hollywood a couple times. Stone Cold stepped in Hollywood a couple times. You know what I mean? So Hulk Hogan, not just the Attitude Era, but just Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Brett. There's a few people that stepped into Hollywood. Some of them enjoyed the Hollywood spot. Some of them just didn't really care. But after The Rock left, Stone Cold had no choice, right? But after The Rock left, Vince really was like, damn, I don't really know if I want to make somebody a mega star anymore. Big star, yeah, but mega star, if he can control it, I don't think he wants to. But now we go to the present. I think Triple H took that same blueprint. He's doing the same thing. Nobody's bigger than the brand. It's almost like the ECW method. Who was bigger than ECW? When you think of ECW, you think of a plethora of faces. You don't think about someone being bigger than ECW. When you think of the WWE, on a nostalgic level, you think of bigger than the roster. They're bigger than wrestling. The Rock, Hogan, Stone Cold. But definitely Rock, Hogan, because they took on the Hollywood. You know what I mean? So you think of them, you don't think of them being held down under a logo. They're probably just as big as WWE or bigger. Excuse me. Because they made themselves into a brand. Bigger, where the WWE needed them. At this point, in the last 20 years, under the PG era, the WWE needed The Rock. The Rock never needed the WWE ever again after he left for Hollywood. Hogan. They needed Hogan. They didn't need, Stone Cold. Nostalgia. The nostalgia guys are bigger. They don't need the WWE anymore. Most of them are doing podcasts now. They don't need the WWE. Undertaker got 1 million subscribers or something like that? He don't need the WWE for shit. He didn't have to take that deal. He just got a loyalty to WWE. That's all. But he don't need the WWE. Triple H didn't have to be the COO, the CCO, whatever the fuck he is, right? He didn't. He's Triple H. He could have went into Hollywood if he wanted to. Shawn Michaels, etc. Nostalgia guys, they were big enough, recognizable. They didn't need the WWE. That's why I think the goal is no longer making big stars. I don't think that's the goal anymore. You see that a lot. You hear that a lot. Do wrestling have any making stars anymore? No. What? We got Roman and Cody. That's probably it right now. But after them, nah, man, we're not going to have it no more. Wrestling is about to become what it's becoming already. More of a, it's global due to the WWE's prestige and lineage and legacy and what it's done for many generations. But what wrestling is about to become, what it's becoming now, is more of a bubble. That's what it's been for the last few years. It's been its own entity within the world. It's no longer transitioned to pop culture anymore. The only thing that's keeping it that way is the nostalgia eras. That's it. That's the only thing that people's going to keep talking about. Stone Colds and your Hogans and things like that. Your John Cena's. You're not going to have nobody talking about maybe the Bloodline. Maybe. But the Bloodline only lasted 5 years as far as the new era goes. So, it was good. But, like, that's really it. We might just have Roman people talking about. Maybe. But the majority of the time when you think of wrestling, you think of Stone Colds, your Hogans, your Rocks, and your Cenas. Those eras. Your Undertakers. You talking about nostalgic eras. When wrestling was pop culture. When it was regular for everyday people to be talking about wrestling. It's not regular anymore. It's like a small, regional bubble now. It's his own little universe. It's a multi-universe. It's a universe within the multi-universe now. It's no more universally appealing. Are there millions of people still watching? Yeah, but there's millions of people that aren't watching. Wrestling has lost hell of a lot of views over the years. Have you seen the record lows? It is going to get lower. Because wrestling is turning to a small, regional, territorial, like indie little bubble again. You got to be within the wrestling bubble to even know who anybody is at this point. You might know who Roman Reigns is. Might. But other than that, who else do you know? You got to be within the cult to know what's going on, to understand the language. So I don't think wrestling in the next 20, 30 years are going to have any mega stars. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think that's the goal anymore. What do y'all think it is? Like, share, subscribe. There's plenty of other things I can add to it, but it's time for me to clock in. So like, share, subscribe, dislike. I might have a part 2. We are out.